Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back on the video from 6. We're checking out how strong is Kakashi Copy Ninja. Yeah, I don't get where this has come from, because I don't know where it's going to go. As in, if you think about the end of Shippuden, Kakashi was pretty much the strongest, character going. Boruto greatly nerfed because of the loss of his Sharingan completely. So this says the Copy Ninja, so I'm guessing it's going to be when he has the Sharingan, so maybe he's going to go stages like he usually does, and then at the end it's going to be like, right, he was completely OP, he could summon a Susanoo that could then throw shurikens that did the Kamui, and just unreal stuff. But yeah, let's check it out. How strong is Kakashi with the Copy Ninja? So yeah, it would make sense it's not Boruto, but well, let's see how it is.
I've touched on Kakashi's strength before a bit in some of my previous videos. However, I've never really gone into full detail and looked at his growth throughout the series before.
Alright, cool. Yeah, so it is throughout. Sweet.
However, I don't want to waste time repeating things I've said before. So for this, I'll only be looking at Kakashi throughout his time in the original series from part 1 to the war arc, while excluding DMS Kakashi, since I already have a few videos going over that form of Kakashi, specifically in much greater detail, which you can obviously find linked below.
Kakashi still scales quite high as he goes on throughout the series, right?
Concerns Kakashi, with a lot of people both high and lowballing him at different points in the
Default
series. So I hope in this video I'll be able to give a fair answer as to how strong Kakashi really was.
Zabuza!
I'll primarily be sticking to the manga and data books, but I'll also be including some of the early anime guides when consistent. With that being said, let's get things started by going over Kakashi as he appeared at the beginning of Naruto, or part 1 of the series. First introduced to Kakashi at the beginning of the series, he already sets a high standard with the audience as an exemplary and imposing Jonin.
Already set him up to be pretty damn sick. Which is what makes him so cool from the get-go.
And I've talked about this before, while Kakashi's humility may come off as more of an average shinobi or above average shinobi, it is stated many times in virtually every early data book and fan book that Kakashi was Konoha's strongest or top Jonin.
I mean, he's always been up there. Even before he got the Sharingan, he had potential.
Due to his skill with the use of various techniques, which ultimately means Kakashi is superior to and would beat any other Jonin in the village at the time. A lot of people also sometimes tend to exaggerate with these statements, concluding that Kakashi is even stronger than old Hiruzen. However, it's important to note that these statements refer to Kakashi's status among the Leaf Jonin.
Agree with that.
Most even specifying as much. And that conclusion would be directly contradicted by other statements surrounding the title Hokage, as well as others concerning Kakashi, implying others around his level. For one, it's indicated several times, especially during this period, that Kakashi and Guy were rivals in terms of raw physical stats. It's implied that Guy had the edge early on in the second data book, and Sasuke even saying as much. However, it's important to note that Sasuke hadn't seen Kakashi's lightning blade yet, and went on to train, which we see in the fan book later confirms. Kakashi was also implied to be around the same level as Kabuto at this point, which both Orochimaru and Jiraiya say, after Kakashi noted his fears of soon being surpassed by Kabuto. So it is very consistent for Kakashi to be around this top Jonin range, but be out of the way of the Sannin / Hokage level. Kakashi also displays impressive feats consistent with his rank and reputation, such as easily defeating Zabuza twice and intercepting and deflecting Naruto.
He did such a good job against Zabuza, Jesus Christ.
He even goes on to display even more impressive showings of speed, tying Sasuke to a tree before he could even notice the wire. Kakashi also displays direct superiority to the Sound 4 members, with members like Kidomaru outright admitting inferiority, and even
not messing around with this guy. Forget that.
Very wary of him. If you watch my other videos like Sasuke vs Neji, then you already know how those guys struggled with and barely beat weaker Jonin with the second stages of their curse marks. So they're not gonna get over on Kakashi whatsoever. He was also so strong that Itachi thought it would be foolish for Kisame to fight him when they initially infiltrated the Leaf Village. However, despite impressive feats like these, Kakashi also displays some shortcomings, and his limits as a shinobi are highlighted for the audience several times. Firstly, Kakashi outright admitted inferiority to Haku the moment they met. We get numerous other statements from Zabuza saying as much, before Haku intercepted Kakashi's lightning blade, his fastest attack at that point. Kakashi, like Kabuto, was also indicated to be weaker than the Sannin at this point, being completely paralyzed with fear when facing Orochimaru.
That happened. Jesus Christ.
Fear hacks or killer intent. The guys confirmed this.
That's easily forgotten, isn't it?
He's nowhere near Orochimaru's level. And Jiraiya indicates his Rasengan was stronger than Kakashi's lightning blade, which was his strongest technique at this point. Kakashi also got completely annihilated by Itachi with one Tsukuyomi.
Yep.
And while Kakashi performed better
trapped and done.
and
He was out for ages.
Itachi was holding back, and the data books indicate his strength has far surpassed Kakashi at this point. So while Kakashi was clearly the best of the best when it came to the Jonin at the time, he was still clearly inferior to the likes of renowned shinobi like the Sannin, Warriors, and Itachi.
Hokage, Sannin,
so clearly outlined, let's get into some of Kakashi's many abilities. Due to his acquisition of Obito's left Sharingan, Kakashi became renowned at a very young age as the copy ninja for having copied and mastered over 1,000 techniques with the Sharingan.
Which is a lot.
With the Sharingan, which was fully matured at this point, Kakashi can increase his overall strength in battle and break down and copy any ninjutsu, genjutsu, or taijutsu. And when he does so in battle, he can even use the Sharingan and genjutsu to predict the opponent's movements and suggest to them their next moves to psychologically.
Like Zabuza was the first example that we saw of that, was it? Or hand signs for the water dragon.
Can and will fatigue Kakashi. And he can't turn it off, which is why he usually covers it with his forehead protector when it's not in use. As I said, Kakashi used the Sharingan to copy over 1,000 techniques, giving him one of the biggest arsenals in the entire series, even up to Boruto.
But he is tired a lot of the time when he uses it, Jesus.
As many as I can. As I'm sure most everyone is aware, we never get a full list of these techniques. Kakashi has copied simple techniques like Naruto's Shadow Clone Jutsu, and while he can spawn nearly as many clones as Naruto, he doesn't have as much chakra.
So he can't maintain it.
Which is why Kakashi's clones are not solid. Kakashi can also use more advanced versions of this technique with nature transformation, like mud clones, water clones, and even lightning clones, which he displayed against Pain, which work as amazing decoys he can use to literally shock.
But they're not as effective.
Kakashi's mastery of elemental ninjutsu doesn't stop there, however, as he also displays skill with earth-style techniques like Mud Wall, which he can use to block attacks or trap and isolate his opponents like he did against Pain. He can also use earth-style alongside his ninja hounds with his fanged pursuit technique, where he summons and uses them to restrain enemies.
That's so cute.
Kakashi also can use many high-level water-style techniques, some of which he stole from Kisame and Zabuza, like the Water Dragon, Great Waterfall, and the Water Shark Bomb techniques, which he can use to flood battlefields. Kakashi also possesses useful defensive water-style techniques like the Water Wall, which he used to deflect the jutsu from Itachi that the data book claims is light speed, although there are other translations that say it's lightning speed or just very fast. Kakashi early on here displays some aptitude with genjutsu, being able to cast terrifying illusions with his demonic illusion hell technique. Kakashi's most powerful technique at this point, as I've said, was by far the Chidori, or his signature version, the Raigiri, where Kakashi compresses lightning release chakra into his palm and charges at his opponent, building up speed for a head-on assault.
Boom, you got hit by a lightning, baby.
With what Guy and many guys describe as an unstoppable blade. However, Kakashi is limited in how many times he can use this a day. This technique, due to the chakra cost, used to max Kakashi out at 4 a day, and we do know later on he was able to raise this limit to at least 6 versus Kakuzu, though it's not known if he went any further past that. While this clearly only represents a small fraction of Kakashi's arsenal, it still goes to show he's one of the most versatile characters we've ever seen. Going into Shippuden, Kakashi went on to train much like his students in Team 7, and while he may not have grown much physically stronger according to the databook stats, he did greatly improve his skills and even further expanded his arsenal, with Kakashi himself and the Anniversary Guide both going as far as that he is always training.
Always. I won't blame him. The life he's had, and the having Guy there as well. You'd be an idiot, like, not to. Not an idiot, but you know, with Guy being the person who's trying to train it, he would be offended if he weren't as well.
Where Kakashi did swap hands with Kakuzu for a brief moment, he still traded blows with him in other ways,
Yeah.
both of them landing sneak attacks on each other at the beginning of the fight. Before Kakashi went on to keep him at bay using his own ninjutsu, like his lightning blades and water wall, whatever. Also implied that later on, if necessary, he felt he would have defeated Kakuzu with a simple Kamui, despite the consequences to his stamina.
Kamui's
also
so OP.
arguably displayed superiority to Hidan in this encounter, fending off his attacks even after his fourth Chidori, while simultaneously battling Kakuzu, while being the first opponent to survive their combo onslaught, implying that Kakashi at this point may be beyond Biju level, although admittedly we do not know how Kakuzu and Hidan ended up taking out the Two Tails. Kakashi was also implied to be around the same level as the Naruto who defeated Kakuzu and was rivaling Minato in power, and this is supported by many things like Kakashi being able to push Naruto with his own Rasengan, and his uncertainty about who was stronger after the battle between himself and Naruto. We next pick up with Kakashi later on during Pain's invasion of the Leaf Village, and a lot of people tend to take Kakashi's showings out of context a little bit here. While Kakashi did eventually beat up the Asura Path, people often forget what it took just to get to that point and how much help he had in the fight. For one, the weekly release of the manga directly implies Kakashi was mental M during this fight, and if you watch my videos, you know what that means. His desire to protect Naruto in the village made him much stronger than he normally would be. Kakashi was also quickly forced to deplete almost half his chakra reserves on his most powerful techniques before the Asura Path weaved and intercepted numerous
got in the way, it's like bastard.
Kakashi himself also implies he must be inferior to Sage Jiraiya after being overwhelmed by just 2 paths of pain, and this is absolutely true. If you use the anime where, albeit briefly, Jiraiya fought all 6 paths of pain. This is also consistent with the many implications made from characters like Pain and Katsuyu that Kakashi was also inferior to Sage Naruto at this stage. Kakashi's only other important fight at this point in the story was his encounter with Sasuke at the end of the Kage Summit, and while most people are quick to point out that Sasuke went blind shortly after this encounter, Kakashi was also weakened, with he and the data books implying he was mentally nerfed and struggling to fight his student the same way that Hiruzen was with Orochimaru. Despite this, Kakashi was still able to keep up with Sasuke, swapping hands with him, and even warping away his Susanoo era with Kamui. However, he does know he needed Kamui in order to deal with that attack, and it would have killed him if he didn't have Kamui. So in general, Kakashi shows steady and consistent growth throughout Shippuden, and this is reflected in his arsenal as well. Kakashi by this point had further mastered his Sharingan, and even became capable of using his left eye's Mangekyo and his ability Kamui, like I had just mentioned earlier. This ability allowed him to cast long-range portals to warp away targets.
It was amazing when he starts understanding it better.
According to the third data book. Dataro was even so scared of this technique the first time he saw it that he praised it as being Itachi-level ocular jutsu. However, the technique does drain Kakashi's
praise. That is one hell of a praise.
Uses being enough to put him out of commission during the Kazekage rescue arc and against Pain. However, he does progressively display more skill with manipulating the size and speed of his portals. Kakashi also displays more versatility with other techniques like his Chidori variants, the Lightning Beast technique, and the Lightning Cable, and he even mastered other techniques like the Rasengan. Kakashi is also noted by the fourth data books as being a user of Wind Style. However, we haven't seen him use any of these techniques, nor are any attributed to him. Kakashi is also capable of casting Genjutsu using his Sharingan, which he can use to knock targets unconscious. So while we're still just scratching the surface here with Kakashi's arsenal, he clearly displayed more and more versatility as the series went on. And this brings us to the last iteration of Kakashi I'll be going over, which is as he appeared in the early stages of the war arc. As I said at the beginning, a lot of people tend to take things out of context with Kakashi, and nowhere is this more apparent than with the war arc. So to address this, we'll take a look at his showings one at a time while explaining the more common misconceptions surrounding them. Well, many people tend to downplay Kakashi here, and in general due to his performance at the start of the war against Edo Zabuza and Haku, with things like Haku once again intercepting his lightning blade. He had barely built up speed, and it's heavily implied that he was mentally nerfed and holding back, with him even saying he he would let loose after they were defeated. And him being slower than Haku is inconsistent with his later feats, since base guy had no problem reacting to the same move from Haku, and Kakashi was able to fight alongside 6th gate guy against the Edo Jinchuriki when using his lightning blade way later on. A lot of people will use the latter encounter to compare Kakashi to KCM1 Naruto or Killer B. However, it should be noted that Naruto was clearly fatigued by this point, constantly popping in and out of KCM.
Yeah.
The next and by far most contagious group of Kakashi showings come from his next fight with Obito. While Obito arguably held back and Kakashi received chakra from Kurama and Naruto before that fight, it's inarguable that Kakashi went blow for blow with Obito.
Oh my god, he went all in.
Him at certain points, with the fight mirroring their childhood sparring matches.
Yeah, there's no way he didn't go all in on this.
Kakashi may have been held back by his own reservations.
Emotions got in the way, maybe.
So while the conclusion for what this fight means can be unclear, this should at least demonstrate that Kakashi had the skill in taijutsu to swap hands with Obito, while also evading his ninjutsu and having an equal genjutsu battle with him before the fight actually started.
Such a feat.
Kakashi also displays a lot of impressive showings with Kamui during the war arc, from things like swapping away Biju bombs, parts of the ghetto statue, and even outspeeding Obito's at one point. While many people point to this as an example of a quote-unquote ass pull and find it to be inconsistent with earlier characterizations of Kakashi's stamina, he was only made able to use Kamui so many times due to the numerous chakra boosts he received from Kurama and Naruto, which at one point he notes granted him numerous times the amount of chakra that he was normally used to having available at his disposal. And despite this, he still collapsed from overusing his eye later on. So while Kakashi does display even more skill with the technique, there's nothing wildly inconsistent about how the limitations of his stamina are portrayed here. As I said before, I will not be covering anything past this point, so if you want to know my thoughts on
Kakashi's so OP
I'll
after
put a link
that.
to that video down below in the description.
Yeah, you already done it.
Maybe in the future I'll make a video about Boruto Kakashi, but we really don't have a lot of information on him at the time I'm recording this. As you guys can tell, Kakashi is one of my favorite Naruto characters, and he displays some of the most impressive growth.
He's got one of the most amazing stories within Naruto as well, doesn't he? It's so amazing.
While representing what it means to be, a versatile ninja and whatnot. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to leave a like on it, comment below, and subscribe if you want to see more videos of this nature, the how strong is type of videos. But other than that, have a nice day.
Awesome. Yeah, nice little video to remind us, Kakashi was pretty OP. Well, he was consistently strong within the series, I suppose I should say. He wasn't ridiculously over the top throughout, but he was very capable, and that's what made him cool from the get-go. You got this gist of oh wow, and then his fight with Zabuza, and it's he's up there. But yeah. Anyway, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, a link in the description of the Patreon page. $1 a month is all I ask to support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for that. Thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe, and leave comments down below. Let me know I should watch us in future videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.